How's it going today, everybody? Welcome back to Troy's Hobbies RC. Today on the channel, we're doing something really cool. This is a brand new release from Traxxas. This is the Bigfoot 4x4 brushless edition. This is the BL-2S system in this truck. We're going to take an unboxing of this truck, take a look at everything inside, what you get with it, and go over some of the features and the specifications. This is a really, really special truck to me. This is the Bigfoot that I grew up with. Whenever I was a little kid, this truck came out and it changed everything. In 1989, when it hit the TNT circuit, they literally banned this truck when it came out because it was so good. So if you guys ever have the chance, kind of look into the history of Bigfoot 8 and what makes this truck really, really special. So let's go ahead and get into this box and see what we get with this brand new Traxxas truck. All right, everybody, we got the truck out of the box here. As you can see, it just comes wrapped in this plastic cover here. But before we take this off and look at the body up close, let's take a look at what you get in the box. You get your battery spacer here, just a little foam block spacer with some sticky tape on the bottom. So if you have a shorty pack or a different style of battery, you can throw that in your battery tray and keep everything nice and secure. You've got your typical Traxxas wrench and your your little L wrenches, your Allen wrenches for working on the truck if you need to use those. I have aftermarket tools, so I won't be using those, but you can't ever have enough T-wrenches around though. So next bag is your typical shock spacers and your different reservoirs and things like that. So that's what comes in this bag. This is your registration for your truck, so you can register it with Traxxas under warranty. Let's see. There's a lot of paperwork with this truck. So this guy is your ID charger list and everything else. I do not use ID chargers. I have my own batteries that I use, so I'll be using adapters with this truck. We will not be changing any of the connectors on the truck though. We won't be voiding the warranty or anything like that. We're just going to be using some adapters instead. This is important. This black and white manual is actually your parts manual and your exploded views. This has these pages here. These have all of your parts listings and everything else, and it's categorized by your, say it's like radio systems, batteries and chargers, shock systems, things like that. So a lot of your parts are listed there. And then if you get into the back, if I can find a proper page here. Like here's where you're going to find all of your exploded views. So the black and white manual is your parts list. So keep that one around. And then your quick start guide for your radio system and doing all your parameters with your system, with your radio, setting it up in race mode or in beginner mode or any of that stuff. That's all listed here in this manual here. So that's all important paperwork to keep around with your Traxxas vehicle, especially if you're new to it. All right, everybody, let's go over the radio. This truck comes with your basic Traxxas TQ radio. This is not the TQI. This is your standard 2-channel TQ radio, but still a very functional radio. It's been around forever and ever and ever. I personally enjoy the feel of the Traxxas controllers. I just wish that they were a little bit more reachable one-handed. That's about my only complaint with them. Other than that, I wish that, maybe they had a little bit more programmability built into them at this point, but that's a very, very small complaint. And honestly, a lot of people are going to be running aftermarket radio systems and everything like that anyway. So nothing really too crazy, just your basic TQ radio. It doesn't have the Bluetooth or anything like that, but for a monster truck, you really don't need it. All right, everybody, let's peel this body off and get our look up close to this thing for the very first time. Oh man, you guys, they nailed the color. They absolutely nailed the color. Wow. You guys, this is incredible. This looks exactly like Bigfoot 8. This is awesome. Yeah, man, I'm really, really stoked on this thing. They nailed the color. This is absolutely perfect. The wheels, everything. Yeah, this thing is a sweet rig. All right, we took a look at the body in that last clip. Let's kind of take a look at some of the external features on the truck. As you can see, it has the typical Traxxas Ultra Shocks, which have the plastic cap. So I would recommend, if you're going to go out and drive this truck and jump it quite a bit, either upgrade to the all metal Ultra Shocks, or even just get the metal aluminum caps that go for these. It's a simple upgrade, something that keeps them from pulling the threads out. So just something to remember on your Traxxas vehicles. One simple upgrade can solve you a lot of headaches whenever it comes to these shocks. So as you can see here, we have the HD stuff on this truck equipped here. And then on the back, we have a nice integrated wheelie bar. This thing is integrated in. This is not adjustable. Like you may be able to flip it around for different geometry if you want, but I do believe the way it integrates in, it is specifically for this chassis. So something to keep in mind with this wheelie bar setup, it does protect the back chrome bumper pretty well, so there's a good reason to have it. These graphics and everything, you want to kind of protect it as much as you can. And we'll go ahead and flip it on the bottom here. It's very, very similar to your Traxxas Stampede 4-wheel drive platform. It's basically the same chassis. Obviously, they've dyed it black. They've added these extra side guards here that integrate into the inner roll cage, which I'll be showing you here in just a moment. But it's a really, really nice, solid design. I've literally had my other Stampede for years and years and years and have never ever broken the chassis. So these things are very sturdy if you treat them with the proper respect and all that. So let's move on to some other features under the hood of this guy. All right, let's take a look at this clipless body system really fast. It's really simple to get these things on. Just a couple of pull posts there underneath, and that's it. Body's already off. We'll set the truck aside for just a moment because I do want to take a look at the under cage. So the inner cage of this truck is integrated into a plastic set of molding here. So this will integrate into the side of the truck itself, and it is part of the roll cage. So these side guards are part of this roll cage, but the inner cage can be removed. So if you want to remove this, like what I'm going to be doing to reinforce the body, like you guys have seen in past videos, I always reinforce my bodies with a little bit of tape and hot glue. That's what I'm going to be doing with this as well, but then we'll be reinstalling the roll cage. So that's really, really nice that this is actually removable. That means if you want to change bodies, or if you find another design that you want to run, anything like that, you just find something that fits this cage and you're good to go. Okay, I went ahead and pulled the front wheel and tire off of this thing to get a look at the front suspension and some of the components on here, which we'll be taking a look at in just a second. But one more thing to cover. On these vehicles, they are using a metal hex. I don't know if it's like a pewter or like a powdered metal or something like that, but they are using like a nice cast metal hex, which is really, really cool. But something else to cover on this vehicle, the little black insert on this truck comes out whenever you remove the wheel and tire. So whenever you take this out, make sure you put it back, but it does key in very well in between there. So like once it's in there, it's very, very secure. So just make sure you have this locked in very well with your wheel nut, so you don't lose your little center adapter on these wheels. All right, let's get a good close look at the front end of this truck. Very, very similar to the regular Stampede 4x4. As you can see in there is your plastic bell crank steering. This does run fixed links for steering and camber, so no adjustability, but for a monster truck and for a basher, you really don't need it. There's a look at your regular plastic Ultra Shocks. Again, I do recommend either getting the metal cap upgrade, which is probably what I'll do, or upgrading to a full set of metal shocks. Whichever way works for you, that's the way I would recommend going about it. But again, here's a nice look at this black chassis all the way front and back. It's a similar setup in the rear here. The rear shocks are longer than the front, so they are a different part number. So remember that when you're ordering different parts. The front and rear shock towers are different from each other, and therefore the body mount systems are different from each other. So remember all that stuff whenever you have to do repairs. Here's a look at the HD drive shafts under there. Very, very nice, very sturdy. This is a big improvement over their old plastic drive shafts from the past. Similar looking diffs in there, all metal diffs. Altogether, a really, really nice looking truck, you guys. Okay, here's a look at the electronics components. Just your simple basic Traxxas BL-2S system. I believe it's the 2056 servo under there. Oh no, it is the 2075 servo. So you do get a little extra speed and torque with that servo, but it is a plastic gear servo. So, you know, if you want to do an upgrade, it is ready to do. You just pop into the receiver box, unplug your servo, unplug all your steering, and reset it, and you're good to go with the new servo. But we will be using 2S on the system. It's a 2S only system. We do not have Traxxas batteries, but I will be running an adapter, so therefore we won't void any Traxxas warranties or anything like that. And that's kind of the plan with this truck. We're just going to kind of keep it simple, try to keep it as stock as possible, and just enjoy this thing for what it is. Just one more thing, that's your waterproof receiver box. If you ever need to get in there, you can adjust your, if you need to do a new servo, or if you want to do new electronics, your receiver box is right there up front, just like you would find on the regular Stampede 4-wheel drive. Just a quick look here at the battery tray system. It is the standard Traxxas fixed battery tray system. You would have to do modifications to this in order to run regular battery straps for different types of batteries, but this thing does hold very, very secure. But that's going to pretty much be it as far as like my opinions on this truck. I think it's really, really well built. Really, really good design. The aftermarket support for these vehicles are endless. One more thing to note, it does have the plastic center drive shaft still. So maybe something to consider if you want to up the horsepower in this vehicle. You may want to upgrade a few of the components. So let's go ahead and cut over for the day, and that's going to finish up the unboxing on the Traxxas Bigfoot 4x4. Alright everybody, that's going to do it for today on the Troy's Hobbies RC YouTube channel. That was a first look at the new Traxxas Bigfoot 4x4. This is based on the Stampede 4-wheel drive platform with a few minor tweaks and variations to make this one unique to itself. Obviously with the Bigfoot 8 body, the cage system, the custom wheels and tires that they've done with it, as well as the black chassis and then a few other things with the wheelie bar and such as that, make this truck very, very unique for itself and stand alone on its own. So that's a great looking tribute to this wonderful Bigfoot 8 truck, this replica of a Bigfoot 8 monster truck. And yeah, man, I'm excited to drive it. It should be fairly fun to operate in stock form, but then from there, performance parts are unlimited with these things. So who knows what we end up doing with this thing in the future. So that's going to do it for today at the Troy's Hobbies RC YouTube channel. Like the video if you guys can. Subscribe if you guys are new. And share the video if you'd like to. We'll see you guys next time. Later.